Most people think that ducks are boring birds that just swim around all day, eat some bread that humans give them, and hang out with their paddling mates. But if you've ever taken a close look at a duck and really thought about what you were looking at, you would realize that ducks are actually crazy. Let me explain. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Here is a list of 7 things that you didn't know you needed to know about ducks. Number 7, they have knees. It's true. When you look down at a duck's leg, you can clearly see a knee joint right there. Even though they're kind of hard to spot, every duck has 2 knees, 1 in each lower leg. They're just really good at hiding them. If you look at a cat or dog's leg, it's pretty much the same thing. So why don't we see a knee when we look at a duck's leg? The answer is that their legs are basically the same length as their bodies. Because of this, their knees bend backwards. That's why we don't see them when they bend their legs the way we do. Their knees would stick out like a human's would. But because they bend backwards, they tuck away neatly under the rest of their body. This allows them to be more hydrodynamic in the water. Their legs fold up neatly, so they do uncatch the wind or slow them down while they're running. And it also allows them to stand on their tippy toes while they're hanging out on land. Ducks are the only birds that can do this. Now, technically, some other birds like ostriches and emus also have knees that bend backwards, but they can't bend them quite as far as ducks can. No. 6. They have eyelids. Even though ducks are birds, which are technically dinosaurs, they evolved before the evolution of the nictitating membrane, which is the 3rd eyelid that all other birds have. This means that ducks have this special clear eyelid that protects their eyes while they swimming underwater. Instead, they have eyelids just like humans do. And just like us, they can open and close them independently of each other. Also, just like us, they get droopy sometimes. Number 5, they sweat. Well, sort of. Even though ducks don't have the ability to sweat like mammals do, they do have a few sweat glands located near their eyes. These glands secrete oil onto their heads, which helps keep their feathers waterproof. No, for they're excellent parents. Both male and female ducks will take turns sitting on the eggs to keep them warm, and once the ducklings are born, both parents will look after them and protect them. Some ducks even have elaborate courtship displays where the male will bow and present the female with a small gift of food. No. They make great pets. Although many people think that domestic ducks are just dumb animals that you can easily fool, like when someone puts a fake snake or a plastic bag in with a group of domestic ducks and they freak out and start running around the enclosure, making it look like they're terrified of something that isn't really there. In reality, domestic ducks are pretty smart. And researchers at the University of Stockholm found that domestic ducks are smarter than domestic cats. So if you ever want a pet that's really smart and can learn tricks and is super cute, get a duck. No. 2, they came before humans. Recent DNA testing has shown that modern ducks first appeared around 50 million years ago. This was long before humans appeared on the scene. Not only that, but genetic testing has shown that ducks and geese may have actually been domesticated from wild birds by indigenous people in China around 10,000 years ago. This makes ducks older than some of the world's oldest human civilizations. Number 1, they can fly underwater. It's true. If you've ever seen a duck swimming underwater, you might have noticed that it looks kind of awkward. And you would be right. But what you probably didn't notice is that their wings are moving exactly the same way they would if they were flying through the air. The only difference is that they're moving their wings underwater instead. The biggest difference between the way ducks swim and the way they fly is that when they re-swimming, they move their wings forwards and backwards. Whereas when they're flying, they move their wings from side to side. Because of this, they can fly underwater. Just think about it. If you could move your arms forwards and backwards really fast, you could technically fly backwards. I guess that wouldn't be very useful, but it would be pretty cool. So the next time you see a duck, remember that it's actually a crazy, weird animal that sweats and has knees and eyelids and can fly backwards underwater. It's also older than humans and smarter than cats. And if you have a pet duck, it loves you and brought you a dead animal as a gift.